y'all, this guy, I mean, he was beautiful, dark-skinned guy. I'm gonna put a picture on here somewhere, see what he looked like.
Access granted.
I feel like being SoDebNair is like, it's me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not cocky, but when you tell me I'm the best, I already know. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the vlogs, but today we want to do a story time. I know that some of you guys enjoy my story times, and so I was listening to somebody talk about a grinder hookup, and I thought about a story that I really wanted to tell. So this is actually going to be another series like the one with Jamie. So if you guys have not seen my Sneaky Link Jamie's story time series, make sure you guys go and check that out. Before we get to any of that stuff, y'all, please go ahead and like the video, comment, subscribe, all that stuff as the video is going on. If you ever had any situations like this. So, and let me slow down talking because I'm talking really, really fast. So, I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know, but like when you are in the community, sometimes like you have to come out more than one time. And so I think this one is probably like the first time I had to come out where like my family wasn't really aware of it, but like my friends were aware of it. And I'm gonna title this one, The One That Got Away, okay? And I'm explaining to y'all why and everything, okay? So picture it, Columbus, Ohio, 2008, I believe it was 2008. I was actually doing my radio show, Fresh Face Radio. You guys from the other channel might have met them. They did the Saturday morning brunch crew that was over there with me on the other channel. But we were, I think we had just moved into like a new radio station, and some things have been going on behind the scenes that I had no idea about, okay? And so my Anale, the girl that was going over there, y'all seen her before on the other channel. She kept on like, she came to the meeting and she kept going, "So Deb, we need to talk. I want to talk to you." And she just kept laughing and smiling. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Like, it was just weird. I didn't know what she wanted. And so she just kept saying, we needed to talk. And I'm sitting here like, I can't even concentrate in the meeting at this point because she's making me nervous. So we had the meeting or whatever, and we went outside, we sat in her car, and she asked me, was I gay? And something happened before this. I have to think about that. Something happened before this, but I remember telling myself, I was like, you know, after maybe it was me and my ex-girlfriend had broken up, but I was like, you know, if anybody asks after this, I'm just gonna tell them yes, because I mean, at this point, like, I just want to go ahead and explore and see what it's like. I had never really had any like interaction with any guys at this point, so well, I'll take that back. I had that interaction with guys, but like not in a serious manner. Like we just had, and that was it. And I think I was like in that middle space where I was like kind of like just doing whatever because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So yeah, so I think that's what it was. So she asked me this, and I think the first thing I asked her was, "Why are you asking me this? You know, where's this coming from?" And she wouldn't tell me until I answered the question. And I'm like, just as much information, like, why are you asking me this? What's going on? And I was like, you know what? Forget it. You know, I'm gonna just tell her. So I was like, yeah. I am. I was like, at least I think I am. I was like, you know, I haven't really experienced a lot, but you know, for the hell of it, yes. And I'm like, now why are you asking me this? And so she told me that there was some guy that was at a bar that we used to go to called Icon, who told my guy best friends, my heterosexual friends, that he had gave me oral sex in the bathroom at this club. And I'm like, why would I do that? It doesn't make any sense. And it pissed me off because I'm like, why are they talking to her about this instead of asking me about it? Like, they're just automatically assuming that this actually really happened. And so I asked her, I was like, why are they talking to you about this? And she was like, well, to be honest, they didn't know that I knew you. She was like, they were having a conversation in front of me, and she's like, I don't think that they knew that I knew you for whatever reason, which showed that they wasn't supporting my radio show. Okay. It shows that. So I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So I waited around to see if anybody was gonna call me and say anything to me. Nothing. So luckily I did have my lady, because after that, like, she really became like my really, really good friend. And we would go out to we would go to a gay bar, do karaoke on Sundays, I believe it was. But I was able to confide in her in a lot because she was like one person I really had confirmed my sexuality too. So there was a guy, his name is Mike. He ain't gonna watch this shit, so I don't really care. If you do, what's up, Mike? Me and Mike used to hang out like every blue moon after me and my ex had broken up. And I forgot where I think I met him on like an app or something. Or I think it was a website. We can have apps there. But I met him on one of like BGC or out of one of them. And me and him would just go out. We would go out. We would go to like straight bars or whatever. But it would be me, him, and his really extremely flamboyant gay friend. And it would make me so uncomfortable, y'all, when I first came out, because I'm like, everybody gonna think I'm gay. I'm already kind of battling back and forth with my family, with my friends. You know, if they think I am, some of my family kind of are trying to figure it out. And I just was like, this, like, somebody see me out, it's over for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm with this guy. Me thinking, dumb. This is back in early 2000s, y'all. I'm an 80s baby. Okay. But really, nothing. Oh, I can actually start another story from that. We're gonna stick to this story for right now. So anyway, I ended up calling Mike because I was like really down. And I was like, you know, my friends are finding out about my sexuality, and I just really want to get up, you know, I just want to hang out, I want to get away, you know, in like in a space where I'm not worried about being judged. And he was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna pick you up later on. So I was like, all right, fine. Now, normally when he picks me up, we go, like, if it was something like this, it's like we'll go to his house, he had a pool table at his house, or we'll go to his friend's house and, like, you know, drink and play cards or whatever. So, you know, that's what I'm thinking about to go do. So you know, all day comes on, I'm bombed from the whole week of everything that has been going on. And he finally showed up at my mom's house to pick me up. And he was like, oh no, he called me before he came. He was like, put something. He's like, make sure you got something like cute clothes. He's like, because some other people might be coming over or whatever. And I'm like, well, I really don't want to be around, you know, all the people. I was like, I'm just trying to like hang out with just you and your friend. And he was like, all right, cool, whatever. He was like, but you still wear something nice. I knew he was trying to set me up at this point. So he picks me up later on that night. We go to somebody's house. We get to this house. Well, I tell y'all, it's the gayest of the gays in this house. And I am sitting on the edge of this couch like, God, please. Why would I not? Why am I not driving? Because I didn't have my license. Well, maybe I did have my license at this time. But I had no car at the time. Like, why not just drive, take my mom's car or something? And I guess, like, the more I was sitting there, the more I'm like, is this my life? Like, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting in this house with these guys. They're twerking, all kind of stuff around the house. And I am extremely uncomfortable. And mind you, I'm not even the most masculine person, but I wasn't that feminine. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I wasn't. It was like a thing for me when I first came out. Like, feminine guys just scared the shit out of me. I didn't know. I think maybe because, you know, that's what we see on TV, and people hate those people when, you know, when they're going out about gay bash and all kinds of things like that. So, mind you, they asked me if I want something to drink. I said yes. I needed something to drink at this point. So they gave me something to drink. Mind you, I'm not realizing that these people are going in the back of the house and changing clothes. So maybe like 30 minutes into the 45 minutes in, Mike was like, y'all ready to go? And I'm like, are y'all ready to go where? And he was like, oh yeah, we going to a party. I said, no, we not. No, we are not. No, we are not. I was not going. And he was like, well, I'm not taking you back home, so you gotta go. And me then was pissed. I was extremely mad. But me now, I'm kind of happy that he did do it because it did break me out of my shell. Like you're not gonna melt and die because you went somewhere a bunch of gay people was at. I had never been around anything like this. I didn't know. So so I'm pissed. We get in the car and I'm like, Mike, please just take me home, take me home, take me home. And he's like, no. He was like, because we already out. I'm like, we're not even by your house anymore. And so I'm sitting here like, I wish I had somewhere to drink. Like, I needed something because I just could not pull myself together at this point. So he pulls up in front of this house. It's people walking in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm like, I'm not getting out the car. I'm not getting out the car. In my mind, I'm thinking he's going to take me home because he knows I'm uncomfortable. This ninja gets out the car and walks into the house. And I'm just sitting in the car waiting. And waiting. And waiting. An hour goes by. And so I'm in my head now making life decisions because I'm like, if I go in here, what if I see somebody that I know, my family knows, and my friends know? They already done said that I've been in the bathroom getting oral sex from some boy, and now I'm at a gay party. Like, it wasn't okay, right? So I think I sat in the car for maybe like 10 more minutes, and I started looking at his back seat and realized he had a bottle in his car. And so I started drinking out of that bottle, in the car, enough to give me some courage to get out of this car. And then I realized I gotta walk up in this driveway by myself. I don't know who to say, I don't know whose party this is, no nothing. So now I don't cause even more anxiety for myself. And I think I was calling him, he wasn't answering the phone either. So, and I think he wasn't answering the phone because he thought I was gonna try to talk him into arguing with him into taking me back home. Happy Pride Month, by the way. So I finally get enough courage, the drinks kicked in, to get up and walk up the driveway. And you don't walk through the front door, you gotta walk through the garage. And lo and behold, the door's locked. And I gotta knock at the door. I literally could have died at that door because I stood at the door for like a minute, and then finally somebody opened the door before I could knock on it and was like, oh, and they just let me in. So I was like, I don't even know if this man told me his real name or not. Like, I didn't even know, you know what I'm saying? So thank God he did. I was like, have you seen Mike? So I walk in and I see, it's so weird now that I think about this. There's a lot of guys that I've seen at that party that I've ran into throughout the years in my marriage. After that, it was like I said, it's my first experience or whatever. But one person I did see was one of my cousins. Like, this girl that he was dealing with, her best friend was there. And I pulled him to the side. I was like, look, can you please not say nothing? And I was like, I mean, just, there's stuff already going around. I just want nothing else. I was like, I was supposed to be hanging out with my friend. He came here. I had no idea about the party. He was like, nah, you good. So I went and found my friend, and I'm like, we gonna fight. We gonna fight as soon as we leave here. And he was like, you gonna be fine. Here, have a drink. So I'm like, already a little tipsy at this point. And so we in the kitchen. I think they made food. I didn't eat nobody's food, no nothing. I was ready to go. And I started to get a little comfortable, but then I know there was still a lot of feminine guys in there. And again, y'all, this is like back in 2008. This was before, gay marriage was legal and, everybody was out and all that stuff. Like, it wasn't something that you was doing. So it was just, I was so scared. So we ended up going down into the basement because it was like a little seating. The basement was like a finished basement, and it was like a little what, you know, like the seat, the seat that the therapist has was one of those seats down there, and there was also like a sofa down there. So I made Mike and his friends sit on the, you know, the little couch that the therapist thing had, and I sat all the way in the end because the way it was set up, like it was like a cat corner, and my legs were sitting on the side, so like no one could even like really like, I'm looking at a wall basically, and then that's like the other part of the couch is right here, so unless you sit right here, I can't really see you. And every time Mike was talking to me, I'm like, what'd you say? Okay, whatever. Like I was not trying to be present in this moment. So time goes on. I'm getting a little comfortable. We're talking or whatever, and I ended up turning around to face like where the TV was at. And when I turned around, y'all, this guy, I mean, he was beautiful, dark-skinned guy. I'm gonna put a picture on here somewhere to see what he looked like. So I'm gonna say he looks like Lance Gross, which is really interesting because I really do have, like I've always said, Lance Gross is my man crush. So that might be why it is. But I would definitely say the closest thing I can give you guys as to what he looks like would be Lance Gross. Man was fine, okay? And he hadn't said nothing, but he kept looking at me. And I'm like, why is he looking at me? Like, oh my God, like, does he know me? I didn't know why the man was looking at me. So my friend was like, I think he likes you. And I was like, no. I was a little heavier than this too at the time. Actually, I was a lot heavier than this at the time. I was just like, nah, I was like, no. And so the dude ends up sitting on the couch right next, you know, where I said where the cat corner was at. He's sitting next to me. So I'm just sitting there now, I'm just looking at the TV like this. Please don't say nothing. Please don't say nothing. Please don't say nothing. And then he starts talking. And he sounds feminine. I was like, oh, shit. No. I didn't know what to do, but I'm already kind of like buzzed a little bit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to have the experience. Like I'm here, you know what I mean? There's nothing I can really do besides have this experience. So he's sitting there, and I'm like, is he gonna say something to me? And so my friend's like, say something. I'm like, no, I'm not saying nothing. And he is like edging me on to say something. I'm just like, I can't. I don't know what. I've never done this before. Like I know I'm on a computer, like typing, but that's most that I've ever gotten to was like the typing part. I never like approached anyone, or I didn't even know anyone was even guys was even attracted to me like that. Well, I do know that because there was another incident that happened when I was in high school, but I never been in a space where like people were like guys was like hitting each other on purpose out in the open. Like I just never have been in this space. So I'm still sitting there, and so my friend's around. He's like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I'm gonna say his name is Brandon. Okay. He says, "My name is Brandon." He was like, "Oh, okay, Brandon, where are you from?" Brandon says he's from Chicago. And I'm just there, I'm listening. I'm just in my head, I'm like, hopefully he just talks to Mike. Hopefully he just talks to Mike, and we can just leave and we'll be done with it. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. He was like, so are you visiting? You live here? And he was like, no, I live here. He's like, I stay on the north side, which I stay on the north side too. So I was like, oh God. So then he goes, I see you looking at my friend. And he was like, oh yeah, your friend is cute. And I was like, oh no. He's feminine. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what to do. And so he was like, well, this is SoDeb. This is Brandon. And I was like, he's like, this is his first time being in one of these little parties or whatever, so he's a little shy. And I'm like, oh, that just made it even worse, because it's like now, I don't know. There was just some. I'm like the risky guy. I'm like the DL guy in the room. Like I don't want to be any of these things. Like you didn't have to say that part. So he was like, oh, okay, cool. He was like, why is this your first time? I was like, I don't know. You know, I ain't trying to give him really anything right now because I don't even know if you know me, you know anything. So he starts telling me about himself. He's like, what did he say? He was like, he basically repeated what he said to my friend. He told me what he does for a living, which scared me because he worked at the same place that my dad worked at. And I was like, yeah, we might as well cut this short now. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. But he just kept on talking to me or whatever. And the more he talked to me, the more like I just started like kind of easing up. And I started sharing stuff about me or whatever. And so I basically broke it down like, you know, I'm kind of just going through a situation. I was like, this fool brought me here. I didn't know I was coming here. You know, I just need to get out the house because I guess I'm transitioning into figuring out what's going on with me sexually, you know, with my sexuality, I mean. And I was like, you know, I know I like guys, but I've only dated girls. And, you know, I've never really been in a space where somebody's like, you know, try to talk to me in person. And he was like, oh, that's cool. He was like, you know, well, he was like, if it's uncomfortable for you, you know, I can give you my number. What? I am appalled. I am shocked. Like, what? And mind you, he smells good. He looks, I mean, he's fine. So I was like, he's like, I mean, you know, how about I just give you my number? And I was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. You give me your number. I was like, you know, if I figure out, you know, whatever, I'll give you a call. So we sat there and we talked a little bit more. And he was like, you ready to go home? And I was like, I am. He was like, you want me to take you home? I was like, no, hell no. You know where I live at. And my friend was like, nah, we're about to leave in a minute anyway, so it's cool. And I was like, okay. I was like, thank God, because I really was ready to go. And my mind was kind of like, I was like, what is the word? Like you like it, but you don't like it. Drop down in the comments. I know what I'm talking about. It's like I feel like I'm getting comfortable, but I'm still extremely like nervous about whatever just happened. And then I'm still in this house with all the people, my cousins, sneaky, whatever she is, cousin or friend is upstairs. Like I don't know what's up when I leave here. So all these things are running through my mind on top of this man. So I get home, but we leave. And actually the people when I left was like really friendly because I guess they all kind of knew like what was going on with me. And they were all really friendly, like nobody was really disrespectful or anything like that. And they was just kind of like, good luck, you know, welcome to our world. And so me and Mike, we left. And he was like, you want to go out? I was like, take me home. Why would you do this? Like, I don't understand. We got a huge argument about this. And he was like, well, I'm about to go hang out with my friend if you want to come. I was like, no, because I don't know if that's where you want to go. We're supposed to be going to hang out with him before we came to this. We went to the other house. And now we had a whole party. And now you want to go? Take me home. Pretty go home. So he took me home. And I remember I went back to my room. And the only thing I could think about was, should I call that boy? And I'm just like, he was fine, but like, can I be out in public with him? Like, am I ready to like come out to everybody? Like, I mean, what if I start dating him? Like, I don't went through a marriage. I don't went through a whole boyfriend situation. Not the fact that I just met somebody, you know, and we could have just ended up being friends. I went through every motion possible because the dude was interested in me and gave me his number. So I think maybe like 2 o'clock in the morning, I called him and he actually answered the phone. He was like, hello? And I was like, hey, this the guy you met at the party. He was like, oh, you called me? And I was like, yeah. I was like, man, tonight was crazy. I think I went on my mom's porch to have this conversation too. Which thank God we have all these Ring cameras and all that stuff now, because it would have been over for me at this point. But I was like, yeah, tonight was crazy. Matter of fact, we had a creek that was by her house. That's where I sat in front of the creek and talked to him. Because I didn't want anybody listening. I didn't know nobody was by the door or anything. I was like being very cautious. I was like, tonight was really crazy. I was like, because I've never, done any of this stuff before. I don't know what I'm doing. And he was like, just take your time. He was like, I mean, you ain't got to rush into this. Like, he was like, some of us have, we have a choice. But, it was whatever. And I mean, like, he wasn't like feminine. And the craziest part about this is this. This is the type of guy that I like now. But he's not like feminine. He's like that mixture of like masculine, feminine. Who's an example of who I can give? Nah, because he's real feminine now. Who is a good example? No, he's not. I don't want to say him either. I have to think of somebody for the next one I do, but I'm trying to think of who I could compare him to. Oh, Pose. The boy who played, I think his name was Damien. He was kind of like Damien. Like, it wasn't like full feminine. It was like a mixture. Like, he had his little feminine things that he did and he said, but it wasn't like, I mean, you would know he was gay going down the street, but it was still just a mixture. I don't know. If y'all know who Damien is from Pose, it was kind of like him, but just a more built, dark-skinned chocolate man. But I done lost my train of thought. But no, we sit and we talked on the phone or whatever, and he seemed really, really cool. And so he was like, he had to get off the phone because he had to go to the gym in the morning. And I was looking to get into the gym myself. And before I thought about what I said, I was like, maybe I can go to the gym with you tomorrow. And he was like, yeah, sure. He's like, I'll come pick you up. Y'all, and he handled the phone so fast. And no, he asked me for my address. Wait, how did that go? No, he did. He hit the phone so fast. That's what happened. He hit the phone so fast. And I called him back. He wasn't answering the phone. So I'm like, oh shit, I just agreed to going out in public with him. I wasn't trying to do that, right? So I just stayed up I stayed up probably for a little while. I think the drinks kicked in. I went to sleep. And at 9 o'clock in the morning, this boy was calling my phone. And I'm sitting in the bed like, should I answer the phone? And I think he called like 3 times. And after the third time I answered the phone, I was like, hello? And he was like, hey. He was like, this is Brandon. He was like, did you still want to go to the gym? And I was like, damn, I can't say no now because I don't have a good excuse as to why I'm not going to go. And I was like, let me call you right back. Like, I just woke up and I need to, let me figure out what's going on for today. He was like, well, call me back in 10 minutes. If not, then I'm gonna just go by myself. I'm gonna figure like you just don't want to go. So I was like, all right, cool. So in this 10 minutes, I'm really debating like, do I want to go or not? And I had nobody to, I don't think I had anybody to call. I tried to call Molly, she answered her phone. So I ended up calling back and telling him, yeah, I would go. I gave him my address and he was on his way. So I'm gonna stop the video here. This is part 1. Drop down in the comments, let me know what you guys think happened after this. Drop down in the comments, let me know what you guys think happened in part 2. I think I'm gonna do these like daily. This all I think like gonna be like 3 parts anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna record the rest of this tomorrow. This should be up by the time y'all see this. This should be up today, which is Wednesday, should be Thursday. So let me know what you guys think. I gotta go find a picture of what he looked like, somebody who looked similar to him too. But yeah, drop down a comment, let me know what you guys think. Share the video, like the video. Check out my vlogs, the 2 that I already just did. I released one on today, and then one like 3 days ago. But check those out, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.